If you all are watching this, it's September 25th. That means no rapture happened on the 23rd or the 24th, like the pastor in South Africa said. And this thing became real mainstream. BT.com picked it up, Complex.com picked it up, just talking about it. And it really just, it's the latest in a long string of dates of people predicting the end times, and we've seen this 2012. There's just been so many different dates. TikTok really has been running away with it with the hashtag RAPTURE TOK, and just different people on there trying to sell their house, selling their car. It was a video of a guy having his car taken away because he said he didn't need it anymore. And I don't know why people sell stuff when no one's going to be able to use it anyway when the end of the world actually comes. But this is stuff people have been doing, and then it doesn't come, and now you don't have your vehicle, you sold your house, broke the lease if you're renting. You just out of stuff now, and now you have to find ways to get it back because your life is still continuing and you didn't get caught up in the rapture like you did. And these people are real passionate about it, and I understand it. And then I don't know who looks worse, the person predicting it, like the pastor in this case, or the people who actually believe it. Or should I say, not who looks worse, but who does it hurt more? Because that pastor didn't sell anything. He didn't say, hey, I'm giving up my church. All of the money the church has collected, I'm giving it back to the congregation. None of that. The people who predict the date never sell anything they don't. That's one thing to keep in mind. But then you got the people who believe the date, and they're all on TikTok now saying, finally, we get to see God, and God is coming back. These are the videos that are out there that were made, and people were really emotional, and it wasn't nothing to laugh at. And I think if the world was in a better place, we wouldn't even have these predictions. People would be in the back of their mind, okay, we know the end times are coming, but the world is, going in the right direction right now. It's positive. Everybody is getting what they need. No one's feeling left behind or struggling, things like that. And so they wouldn't even buy into any type of prediction. I don't think anybody would even make a prediction because your mind's not even on that. But we've seen these end time dates predicted over the years, and each prediction date, the world is in a worse place than it was. The world is worse now with this September 23rd, 24 prediction than it was the last time. I don't even remember the last one, but the world is in the worst place right now. So with each prediction date, the world gets worse and worse. And so you have people who react to the prediction date really hoping, really praying that this is the date that God comes back, because people continue to go through it. Job losses. People are worn out. Women and men, it doesn't matter the race. You got people worn out with everything that goes on in this world that's negative, and you can bring up a list of things that affect people, affect different races, all of that. And so people who are Christian, when they hear a prediction from a pastor who is Christian, people really take it and run with it. You had people on some TikTok videos that were crying, talking about they trying to figure out how they can sell their house. And they were saying, I know that sounds crazy, but, I really need this. I really need to see God and to take me up, because they just don't know where they're going next. And a lot of people don't know this. Like, the future is a blur. I don't know. I have no direction. And they just want to look up and be, see God and go into the rapture. But it still didn't happen. And so now people have to face the music with that. The pastor has to admit his vision was wrong, that pastor in South Africa. And he joins a long list of people who have predicted the end time date and are wrong. And I never really hear from those people no more after they're wrong. I mean, they're still alive, but they don't really make any more predictions. It may be some people who predicted more than once, but still, it hasn't happened. So it's September 25th. That pastor said the 23rd or the 24th. They gave 2 days. If it doesn't happen the 23rd, okay, the 24th is a 2-day window. Nothing happened on the 23rd or the 24th. You see in this video, it's the 25th. I'm still here. Everybody else is. There is no rapture. So please stop predicting these dates. Somebody else is still going to do it. It won't be this pastor in South Africa, but somebody else is going to come along. And when they predicted the world will be in even worse space than it is right now while I'm making this video. And that's probably why the prediction will come. And there'll be people who are doing bad right now who are doing even worse. And so they'll feed into that prediction date in hopes that it is the coming of God. And then we'll have this whole scenario play out all over again, unfortunately. Because someone's going to predict another end time date. They're going to be wrong. And then here we go. So it's a mess. I saw the original video from the pastor, and I did a YouTube short about it. And in my title, I said, really, how he know? And he didn't know, for Pastor Joshua. He was wrong, and then now you have to, you got egg on your face now. And then I don't know what he told his congregation, the church that he has, how they're looking at him. I mean, I don't think they're just going to stop coming to his church, but, he probably apologized to them. And I don't know what explanation you can give. He said he had a vision, but a lot of people have visions with the same prediction dates, and they've all been wrong. So I don't encourage anyone else to do this, but someone will. I've never done it and never will predict the date on the end time. That's just not something, that's not my get down. I don't do that. But, I gave the title, Nike gives dates, God don't. Because Nike, they actually own the sneakers that they're putting out on those dates, and they come out this date, that Saturday, it costs this much. But then you got people who giving dates of when God is supposed to do whatever, like they live next door to God, or they was having dinner with God and God said, yeah, I'll be there on. No. Even going back to just you and me, we know what date we're going to do something, go to the grocery store, go on this vacation, because we're controlling ourselves to know what date we're going to do whatever that is. There is no middle person that's determining what date that we're going. We know that. So Nike control the shoes that they put out, and they set the dates because those are their products. These people making predictions that need to stop are not living next door to God, where God is saying, okay, yeah, I'll be there on that date. There's no text messages, no phone calls where God told them anything. A vision is a vision, but no. And so that's why I titled the video that Nike gives dates. God don't. It's a little humor in that, but it's just to say, you got to use your common sense, actually think about stuff before you sell your house or give away your car, sell your car because you think the rapture is coming. And, lead yourself. Don't let this pastor or anyone else lead you down the wrong path with a date, and then you act too fast and the stuff that you're doing, and now you're trying to figure out how to continue on in this world, which you've just actually made worse for yourself, because now you've sold things, given up things that you still need now because you didn't get caught up in the rapture. So it's just food for thought. The next time you hear a date, people, about an end time, only God knows the time, as it says in the Bible, and only you know what time you're going to do anything. So take that into consideration. And if you know the time that anybody else is doing something, let's take God out of it, they normally tell you. But you have they phone number. You got a text message saying, yeah, I'm going to be there at this time. Unless you have something like that from God, and I don't mean a vision, keep moving the way you moving. Don't sell nothing. Use your first mind, and don't second guess it, and go from there. And then just be ready when God does come. That's all I can leave everybody with. And don't follow any other dates that human beings are giving about the end times. That way you won't feel some type of way. You won't feel depressed, because it's people that's already down in the dumps already and really need the rapture to come. And then when it doesn't, there's just even more of a fallout, and people just devastated because it's hard out here, and people really just need a win. They want to win. And the end times and all of this being washed away would be the ultimate win. But then when it still doesn't come, because people are following a prediction date from a human being, it just mentally makes you more sad, upset, depressed, things like that. And, the world is already full of that. So just keep that in mind, people. The next time you hear a prediction date, did you actually think it was going to happen? Are you going through it right now? Did you know it was not going to happen, and you was just kind of shaking your head at people? Let me know down in the comments and about the whole situation, whether you Christian or not. I want to hear what everybody has to say. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Facts of Feelings, all one word, no spaces. Put that in the YouTube search, and my channel comes right up. Facts of Feelings, no spaces. And send any videos and topics you want me to discuss to my email, which is also down in the description of this video and all videos. Creegier.mj@gmail.com. That's CREGIER.mj@gmail.com. And follow your own dates. Don't listen to no other human being. I'm out.